In this segment, I'm going to show you how to sort out files that contain offset errors, which is a common artifact produced when FlowJo exports data files as new FCS files. For this, I have prepared files that I already know contain the offset error, and I'm going to show you how to identify and isolate them so you can proceed with your analysis. So I'm going to open this new parameter file, and we're going to run the script based off of this parameter file, which I've already set up. So we're going to just run a bunch of the segments here. The error doesn't crop up until later when you're trying to load in the FCS files. So we run all that, and then it's this part that says read FCS files is really going to produce the error, because you're going to get this, which is its error in check offset. So the header and text defining different starting points. So basically what FlowJo has done is it's created an FCS file in which the number of actual cells in the FCS file doesn't match with the structure file of the file that says that it contains a certain number of events. So typically it's just off by 1, which is pretty annoying, but it fails the quality check. And the easiest thing to do is just to remove that data file from your analysis. You can go back and re-export that particular data file as a new FCS file. Frequently that will solve the problem. It frequently occurs if FlowJo is being taxed heavily because you're producing large amounts, analyzing large amounts of data. If you have hundreds of data files, you typically can get away with excluding one file. And so what you can do in this case is we're just going to move it into a new folder. So when we see this error, we're going to go back to our data folder and create a new folder that says offset. So the offset files will be moved into this folder. Anything else that you think is a bad sample, you can also move into that folder. So when R looks for the FCS files, it only looks in this folder unless you set it up otherwise. So it's not going to look in subfolders. So you can hide files from it that are problematic. So what we're going to do is first try to identify which are the files that are causing the problem, because it doesn't automatically tell us. So for that, we have this command here, which you will not probably have in the default version of the script from Carlos. This is something he showed me that allows you to identify it. So in order to activate this command, we just remove the hashtag. As long as the hashtag's there, it's inactive and the computer just ignores it. So when you do that, you modify the script and it becomes red. So I typically do not save it at this point because I don't actually want this change to be permanent. So we're going to select the data, select the commands here, and run it again with that command active. And now you see that as it goes through and tries to load in each individual file, it lists them for us so that we can see which one it got to before it ran into a problem. And so that last one in the list here is the one that contains the offset error, or at least one of the ones. So if we go in here and we go down to our lymphoid and we look for the one that says CD45 mid lymph node mouse 004039, we can just remove that by cutting and pasting it in here. And we'll run the command again. And we'll find out if there's any more offset errors. So you can see it got further down the list this time, and now it got to this file. So tissue CD45 neg WAT 1217. And then we do it again. And you see there's one more. Tissue CD45 pause. Kidney 004004. All right, remove that, run it again. And there we go. So no more of that error. We get the warning messages again about the truncation of the files where the channels are going off the screen potentially. We're not going to worry about that. But we don't have that same offset error that we had before, which if you go scroll back up, you can see it looked like this. So now you will be able to proceed with the data set. And I also know that there were only 3 offset error files in there because I only put in 3. All right, so then at the end of that, what you can do is put the hashtag back in by doing Command Z, or just typing it in. And then if you just do Command Z, it reverts the change and you don't need to save it. And that's that. That's how you remove the offset error files.